Welcome to our Brush Techniques Lab. This is lesson module 3, playing the melody and our combination of timekeeping and compositional comping. One of the great things about playing the brushes, as we mentioned in earlier lesson modules, is the ability to play the sustain of notes. When we play brushes with the band, especially if it's a slower piece, when it's really quick, sometimes we're just busy keeping the time. When it's a mid-tempo to slow tempo, we often can participate in the composition more than you normally could with sticks, even though you could support it and color it in different ways, articulate it. This is a really true compositional comping, or playing the physical long notes and notes involved in the melody with the brushes. And it makes for a very musical approach to playing the brushes with the band. As demonstration of this, I'll just take a song like The Way You Look Tonight. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm just going to put the song on it. Ed Thickman showed me this. I used to study with Ed for brushes, and Ed used to make me do this. I would take standards and literally just play the melody. Only the melody notes. I wouldn't even really keep time. You don't keep time in between or anything. Just play the melody notes as if you were playing them maybe on a horn or some form of tonal instrument. So take a standard tune. We'll take The Way You Look Tonight, and I'll show you. We're going to play and articulate the melodic notes of the melody with the brushes and try to get the accents, the dynamic curve, the sustain out of the notes, and really make it musical, as if we were just playing the melody, like I said, on a sax or some other tonal instrument. So let's take it. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Da da da, da, do da da do da, da 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 do da. Don't worry about what the strokes are. Da do da da da, da. I leave the holes in there, I leave the gaps in there. What we're going to do now is combine the attitude of playing the melody with the job of playing the time as the drummer. When you combine the comping of that composition, the playing of that composition with some basic timekeeping, is where it just sounds so musical. I mean, it just turns you from a brush owner to a brush player, okay, I always say. And you know, Jeff Hamilton, he told me that one time. We were playing together in Europe, and I saw him one time, and the next time I saw him, I wanted to start studying with him, and I worked a lot on brushes, and he was like, last time I saw you, you were a brush owner, and now you're a brush player. And it always stuck with me because it made a lot of sense when I started to really work on this stuff. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is a whole different attitude than just playing tapping tones like I would with sticks. Actually hearing the melody, playing the melody with the band, being responsible for that, and the full sustained value during the timekeeping. I need to get in and out of that melody, and when there's holes in it, go back to being the timekeeper with the band. So I'm going to focus on my primary jazz beat, sort of a slow to medium slow tempo. So the tune would be ding, da, da, dee, dee, do, da, do, dee, 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 da, 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 bee, da, ba, I'm going to play the melody. Time. Play the time. Melody. Time. Play the time. And the melody. Play the time. And my interpretation of that piece starts to really characterize you as a musician. Now, how you articulate that, how I get in and out of that melody into the time, what time I play in between, what little colors I put around it. This is where your voice really, really comes out as a musician. And this is a great example of the interpretation of music from a drumming perspective. And I think a lot of times we get set to the back, and it's always the joke about, what was the best friend of a musician, the drummer. It's because a lot of times we're so busy keeping time and locking down the groove and all these other things, we're forgetting about the articulation and the coloring of what's happening in the composition itself. And the brushes give you a great opportunity to do that and to really interpret what's going on from a musical standpoint with the melody and some parts of the composition that we normally don't get a chance to play with. So I encourage you to get a bunch of standards, a bunch of the American Songbook standards. Just go through them, learn the melodies, learn the sustains and the articulations, play them with the brushes, and work on just playing the time in between them and getting a feel for how to get in and out of that melody like that and keep that time keeping going. And I know you're going to turn into an amazing brush player and not just a brush owner. So I look forward to hearing you guys and what's possible through your interpretation with the brushes.